Hour, I should say.
Yeah, well, it's 1 in the morning here. And then Aaron Carey's coming right now, so that will be a full, well, 17 quid. Hey, we are live.
Yeah. Oh wait, never mind. It's 16, but we got, I don't know if that counts, us sitting in here. No, it doesn't, so there are 16.
Yeah, should we have one more joining in a minute?
Full quality means more time for filling in empty air.
Yep. I'm just gonna mess with my sound settings a little bit because my mic's still a little bit quiet on stream. Let's do that, and then this. There we go, that should be better. There we go, that should be better.
Doing it live. We're 18, let's get this into gear.
Yeah, doing well. So we are live. This is the Prospects eRacing League. We are just waiting for everybody to come join us and to ready up. So stick with us for just a couple of minutes.
Full quali straight ahead.
Oh yeah, we've got about 40 minutes of exciting qualifying. In the nicest possible way, I hope there's some crashes to keep it entertaining.
Let's see how many people actually survive it.
Not a track that's famed for people kind of going off too easily. There's nothing too awkward or that will throw you around the track too much, like some other tracks.
Yeah, the one thing I'm not a big fan of is all the runoff areas on this track, but you're going to see more people be more aggressive just because of that, and that also means a lot more penalties.
Yeah, I think penalties weren't a massive issue in Tier 1 Europe earlier, but there were some definitely a couple of DNFs which didn't help, but no safety cars. So will we see a safety car here this evening?
It's like Cameron's in the race.
We're just waiting on 2 others.
Well, they have 40 minutes to figure out what they want to do, so I mean, we could start this thing. Yeah.
Hopefully they'll start it soon. So we've got a 2-minute warning.
That's alright.
I think this is the worst bit of dead air that we've got to talk through while we'll wait for everyone to join.
Usually when I start, I don't speak until it starts, like a broadcast, but I just...
Yeah, I normally don't. I think we just somehow managed to start a conversation and kept it running.
Paul Ricard.
Is that the famous guitarist, or
I don't know, it's probably Paul Ricard's cousin or some shit. I don't know.
I'm gonna Google famous Paul Richards.
It's funny is I need a second monitor, but I have one behind me for the driving setup. But again, I don't really need that anymore if I do VR. So it's kind of...
Paul Richards was an American actor who appeared in films and on television in the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Makes sense.
There we go.
What was he in?
Let's have a look, shall we? A lot of things, apparently.
He was in there.
Ooh, no, he was just an actor. He was in an episode of Hawaii Five-0 in 1968.
Oh, snap.
I think other things that are kind of around now, but I don't think there's many of them.
Is he a TV movie actor?
He was TV and movies, but obviously I think a lot of his stuff, because it was the 50s, 60s, and 70s, kind of went undocumented.
Is people readying up here? Let's hit that green check mark, better than that blue check mark, but let's hit that green. Let's get this
people are just getting impatient. Nanda's in the wrong car.
So, newbie this week, Pot Row Football Club. I'm assuming we're just going to call him the Football Club.
Yep.
Guitar Man Khan makes a return. We also look to have Bubbers 420. Guelphy, who I haven't seen in like a month.
No, he's making an interesting return here.
Yeah, Nander, their part-timer.
Ah, another famous Paul Richard was the former mayor of New York City.
Wow, missed that one.
I really did.
Yeah.
A lot of artists called Paul Richard as well. But there's only one we care about, and that is the circuit to Paul Ricard.
Well, we had this show going on the road. Let's get this show on the road.
Nanda's still in the wrong car. This is going to be interesting. How hard is it to pick the right car, guys? Come on.
There is only one other Mercedes in there, so...
Well, he's finally changed. There we go. He's done it. Huzzah.
Alright. Let's go green. 30 seconds.
There we go. We've got the ready up.
That was it for our pre-race debrief. Yeah, it's good luck to all the drivers. Yeet.
So here we go then, full qualifying for the French Grand Prix. Grand Prix obviously meaning grand prize in French, so I think it's quite apt that we're here today.
Yeah, it's full of wine and other things and really poor car makers over the years.
Yeah, famed for their electrical issues, aren't they, French car makers? But
Grand Tour will be doing a special on the French auto history, I think, December 17th.
And that will be an interesting one to watch.
Honestly, you could throw all three of them into a room and just have them talk shit the entire time, and that would be fine.
That would probably still be a great
still
TV.
Work, yeah.
I wonder who's going to go out first here. They're obviously trying to get their setups on, but probably getting an early lap won't be on the top of their priority list because they've got a long session of qualifying to go.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of throw Dookie at the wall, see if it sticks early on. Just see whatever they're comfortable with.
I'm not sure if you've got the same view as me at the moment, but if you look down into Valtteri Bottas' garage, his engineer's standing there ready to release his car.
That is the second. It's the second week in the row that happens. It just proves that he's an actual robot in real life too. That's all part of the simulation.
So still waiting for some drivers to go out here. Something I was researching quite interestingly when it comes to lap records around this track is I think it was like 4 or 5 of them are held by F1 or F2 drivers. So you got Sebastian Vettel, Nick de Vries, obviously the Mercedes reserve driver, Pierre Gasly, Marcus Armstrong, the F2 driver, and Anton Hubert, who also holds a record around here as well.
This has been used as a test track for a long time just because of that straightaway. That's also an airstrip. Keke Rosberg actually held the fastest time at this circuit, 1:39.914. Powered by Frank Williams, 10 Honda powered. Speaking of Frank Williams, he passed away over the weekend. That is a shot in the heart for Formula One fans.
Yeah, and you'll notice a lot of the drivers this weekend are sporting Williams colours on their helmets here, just as a little kind of thank you and goodbye to Frank.
Cameron getting out there early, making up for that lost time.
Bubba's ahead of him, so I don't know if Bubba's will let him by here. I don't think this is the fight he potentially wants, but he might just hope Cameron backs off a little bit before he starts a hot lap.
Yeah, that'd be better for him to pull over. I don't foresee any hot laps for at least 15 minutes. We'll get some guys to set some laps here. Most of these guys are going to take a lap out on tires, see how it feels, and come right back in and switch things up.
Yeah, I think that will be the case. Bubba's taking the curbs excellently there. Just a little bit short on a couple of them.
I do want to note for the past couple broadcasts that I've done, I've had the performance option enabled on the PS5, so the visual should get a bump today as I switch back to quality.
Something also that we're going to mention is obviously, I said last week we want to tell you the outcome of the stewards' findings from previous races. So obviously that collision between Optic and Ingram. Optic was given a 5-second penalty for that incident. Stewards felt that he completely missed his braking zone and obviously caused Ingram there to spin. And that was the only ticket that got a penalty from last week.
Yeah, but did it dock him any points, though? That's the question.
I didn't look at that. I probably should have.
Because for the way he drove in at that point, maybe he should have been docked some points. He is currently he is definitely the current points leader since our previous leader had bailed out of the league to go somewhere else, and he was a traitor to us. Anyways, he has moved on to somewhere else, and there's about a 20-point difference between Optic
and Tintoretto.
And Tintoretto, who has had a very solid, consistent season, but hasn't gone above and beyond, and maybe this will be his opportunity today to do something. It's rather than come down to these high-speed straights, if they can make some passes going into these corners at the last second, making a move.
There's a bit of a slow at the exit of the third row. Everyone's kind of backing up to get some room for their hot lap, so this could impede Bubba's a little bit, but he might just be able to get out of the way safely and set a good time for his lap. Anywhere around the 129s, the 130s would be a respectable lap, I think.
131 so far. We got somebody setting a record. Now Cameron right back,
there we
129. Go, 29. So I'm thinking if they're doing, see, this is what we're going to get early on. It doesn't matter. You just drive through it. These runoff areas, we got 15 minutes to mess around. Just don't cause a collision. Cameron is one to cause collisions. So.
Yeah, to stay out of trouble, especially in this early bit, you don't want to get yourself disqualified. Cameron taking an interesting route there to avoid everything, taking the nice run-off zone.
I could see our pole sitter hitting the 127s.
I could see a potential low 128. I can't see the 127s, but you never know. You've seen drivers do a lot more than I've expected in the past anyway.
Well, the one driver who has really shown off the last two qualifyings, I believe that was Palmer, is not in the race today. Palmer would come out and loaf until the final seconds and then just come in and swoop it to get a pole. But racing-wise, wasn't there in the end at the top.
Yeah, I think he got unlucky. I think, if I remember correctly, he had a bit of a spin, didn't he, up the hill, and obviously that kind of messed his race up a little bit. Valtteri Bottas has just left the garage. Oh no, that's the other Mercedes driver. He has joined. Obviously, the name tag above the garage didn't change, but it did look like Valtteri Bottas just left his garage.
We got a couple of people throwing out some mediums to see how they feel. Optic, current points leader, is on the mediums right now as he just says screw it, drives off the track. And we're going to get a lot of that in this race because there is no punishment. If you give that position back, you're not going to get penalized. So.
Got a yellow flag as Ingram just pulls off to one of the runoff zones there to let some people through.
Nander also in the mediums.
Yeah, I don't see the point, and it potentially may be a wet race, which is why they're going out on the mediums so early, but if it was me and you're doing mediums in Q2, I wouldn't want to burn them up just too quickly.
Yeah, Optics had enough. Rafael Ray. Tintoretto, second in points in the Haas.
I've just looked at the YouTube comments. Optic has said rain race. So,
Ooh.
believe we are going to have a wet French Grand Prix here.
Wasn't Nicolas Cage the weatherman in that movie? Is he Nicolas Cage, or is he actually just being the Rain Man, which is also another movie?
Could be both.
How can he predict what this game is going to throw out in terms of programming?
Just a magical ability, I believe.
Unfortunately, I believe a wet race is going to impede the excitement for the potential of what this track could be.
I think a wet race could make it rather interesting. There'll be a lot of drivers running off, especially into that late braking zone at the end of Sector 2 there, rather.
So we're going to finish with 3 cars, right?
I don't think it might be that dramatic, but I definitely can't see all 20 finishing. I think I'm going to put an early prediction up and say we'll have 13 finishes, as one of the Alpines takes a little bit of a drift around turns 5. That was Nando, just taking a little bit of a drift on the mediums, probably not finding too comfortable, but just going out and setting some time around here, just getting used to the track a little bit, I think.
Clearly just getting used to the track. Ignoring the flow.
Yeah, just go out there and run some laps while it's dry and get used to the track when you can.
All this might be thrown out the window, though, if it's truly going to rain.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting one. If depends what drivers put the wet setup on. That could impede the qualifying times or the setups, which it probably makes more impressive with Cameron's 1:29.8 there.
How dare the Formula One esports gods not have wet weather qualifying? There's not a cloud in the sky. But we're going to have rain.
We're going to have rain, hopefully, for the race. I hope for a full wet race instead of just some inters, because it does make it rather interesting, especially down into turn 1. I think we'll see a couple of drivers using that runoff zone.
Guelphy with his return, currently sitting 3rd with 9 minutes left in Q1.
Definitely a driver to watch out for here, not one to be underestimated at all.
Last race Guitar Man Khan ran, was that Guitar Man Khan ran, that's competed in.
Guitar Man Khan, there we go.
Yeah, he is fairly solid, but he's only been in like 1 race. Everybody back in the
Cameron's
pits.
Oh, we got a yellow flag. The yellow flags are really kind of putting me off here, seeing so many people just taking the runoff zones.
Yeah, it's a lot of people also just pulling over. How dare my stats go away. Anyways, let's talk about a little bit of history here since we have all day until the race starts. Built in 1969 was this circuit. It held intermittent races for F1 between 71 and 83. Every year from 85 to 90. And then hopped back on the schedule in 2018. It's known for its monstrous straight and high-speed right-hand Cygnus corner, I guess is what it's called. As mentioned earlier, Vettel's got the modern-day speed record in a Ferrari of all things. With a
bear in mind that is the 2019.
The 2019 Ferrari. And with 132.740 is his time, but Keke Rosberg with the Williams was powered by a Honda engine back in the mid-'80s. Fun fact, because we love those. A Swiss racer, Mark Sirrer, driving a Brabham BMW, clocked the highest speed at this circuit at 210 miles per hour. I don't know what that is in kilometers, but it's 210 miles per hour.
Optics taking a bit of a spin early in Sector 1. Just does a nice 360. Sorry to interrupt you there.
Alex
coming out of turn 2.
Speaking of Williams, in the Doritos Williams, Alex has snuck in to set a top time of 129.680 very early on.
Up the Doritos.
Speaking of Doritos, the 1990s, the track was largely used for a motorcycle. Honestly, MotoGP races here are pretty damn amazing.
Oh yeah.
And then French national races as well. And yeah, as mentioned before, that Long Strait is also a landing strip for airplanes, not pubes, but for airplanes.
Probably for people as well, but
Yes.
see what happens.
Cameron,
I've got a quick another little fact for you as well, just before we go to Cameron's hot lap.
who just said screw
This
it?
circuit, we'll take our time with it. We got all day. The Paul Ricard circuit has 167 different track configurations,
Good God.
all the way from 0.8 of a kilometer up to the F1 circuit, which is 5.8 kilometers.
Talk about a lack of commitment. Aaron Carey. Everybody's just blowing through signs now because they've already gotten bored because everybody has short attention span.
You wouldn't be an F1 driver if you didn't have a short attention span.
It is now, Natty. Aliens and shit.
What's Natty said? Is this the History Channel?
There's a couple boomers behind me that are... A couple boomers behind me.
We're gonna have another fact just for Natty. Nigel Mansell and Lewis Hamilton are the only drivers other than Prost to have won at the Paul Ricard track more than once. There you go. That's a fun fact for you.
Doubling down on that, we'll just go all French GPs because French clearly have commitment issues. Schumacher has 8 French Grand Prix wins. Prost has 6. Louis Chiron. I'm going to pretend that I'm really French there, but Louis Chiron dominated the French Grand Prix in the 30s with 5. Fangio, the master, has 4. Mansell, 4. Brabham, 3. Jackie Stewart, 3.
Yeah, this track as well. Cameron's retired for Q1 there. I think he's obviously happy with the laps that he's put in. I think a lot of the top drivers will be as well. But obviously, Alain Prost, being a French driver, he has won his home race on 6 occasions. 4 of those wins did come from this circuit, the Paul Ricard as well.
Yeah, Prost is better than Senna because you don't see Senna winning these. Speaking of Senna,
here we go.
This track is notorious for engine failures, mainly back in the day because of that long straightaway and how fast this was. Senna actually got into an awful accident in 1985 because the engine failed. And I believe that same weekend during practice, Mansell wrecked at that same exact corner.
Yeah. Speaking of horrific accidents at this track, we have had a death at this track back in 1986. I'm going to mildly mispronounce this name. Elio De Angelis. He was killed here in 1986 when the wing of his Brabham BT55 detached at high speed, and it basically flew his car over the barrier. The initial impact didn't kill him, but because there weren't enough marshals to get him out the car, he died from smoke inhalation.
It's pretty awful. Thanks for the downer moment.
No.
Loquita Haha has made his return to the series this week. It's been a couple weeks for him as well. I'm glad everybody's got time after Thanksgiving to hop on a race. So.
Yeah, definitely nice to see like a full grid out today. And I think, as we're saying, we don't expect everyone to finish, but it would be nice if they did.
20 cars.
I don't think have we had 20 cars yet this season? I should probably keep track of that.
I don't think so. If we did, it might have been the initial. Did we have 20 at Monaco? Maybe we had 18. I don't think we've had this many people.
Definitely didn't have it I don't think when either of us are doing solo comps. But anyway, we've got 20 today.
A couple of these are probably subbing out a few people. Obviously, the person that we won't name, but we'll name him Assassin's gone, so we swap one for another.
He who shall not be named.
Yeah. Traitor!
It's fine. When he gets that esports win, we'll take all the credit for building him up and developing him, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, I talked him up, so that should amount for something. Confidence or something.
If you're watching this, you owe all the credit to us. We definitely guided you to those wins.
I want 10%.
I was going to go for 15, but okay.
Don't be a dick. 10 is perfectly fine.
I guess I'll settle for 10.
Tintoretto the Haas trying to creep into that 129. He's smelling it. 1/100th off of a 129 in Q1. I'm so glad Q1's almost over with. Sector 3.
Also, can we just take a minute to appreciate we've got 8 viewers watching us right now?
Yes! All-time high, and they're all just racing this week. It's great. I believe a friend of mine is watching.
8 people, and to those 8 people watching, have you not got better things to do with your life? Apparently not, but thank you for joining us nonetheless.
Well, we're commentating. What's that say about us?
Very true.
Yeah. It's a magnificent league. You should subscribe and like in whatever order that everybody says on YouTube. Wow, he went in there fast.
Ooh, did he just kept it in track limits?
Yeah, he did. That was close.
Is he up on his time though? That's going to be the important question. It's going to be close, but he's still gunning for it.
He'll probably do all this and just pit. We'll find out.
Yeah, probably.
There's
knowing
a car
our
in front
luck
of him.
and commentators curse and all that.
He's not. He's trying to set a time here. What's he got?
He's trying to get a little bit of slipstream off David Bauer here as well, so this could be an interesting time.
He got it!
He's gone...
Literally! By the needle hose, the nose hair.
Under. And I think he will be happy with that lap time.
Watching one in the pits.
So we are at the end of qualifying here, thank goodness. So we're just waiting for every driver to get back into the pits or finish a lap or whatever they want to do. Do a little rain dance, why not?
How dare Nander leave now? Or who was that? Maybe it was Ingram. Somebody pulled out.
I think Nander's just gone on an out lap, yeah. Oh, no. Ooh. Oh, he spins.
Oh! What was that?
Oh, how is he not? How is that not a retirement?
Physics. Ladies and gentlemen, physics, Codemasters.
Oh. We've got Villeneuve who's racing. He's also watching the stream whilst he's in the pits. I like that.
So you gotta have 2 monitors. You gotta see what you're watching.
Yeah. Or just phone propped up.
All we need is just one command center with like everybody stream on like 80 different televisions. Well, not 80, but you know.
That'd be quite cool.
Yes. We've got 9 watching.
A little something called money, though.
Yeah.
Right. So we've got Raphael, Guitarman Khan, Lucifer Shahid. Oh no, and Lalaquita out on laps. Fireball's out on a lap.
Boy,
He's
locked
about
in.
6/10 up at the end of Sector 2 there. He needs to improve if he wants to get out of the bottom 5. Because I keep forgetting this is a full qualifying session, so there's 2 more after this, but they've got to get out of Q1. He's going to come across the line. I don't think he's going to have enough time to do it. Oh, he just goes into 16th. That's unfortunate.
Raphael locked in.
Laquita Haha's spun out on their hot lap, so they're not going to make it either.
Spotro said anything. Could he even get a lap in the McLaren?
I don't think
nope,
so.
That is not the case. Teneretto's refused. There we go. We're done with Q1. And this
Laquita Haha, I think, is still on a lap, yeah.
How dare he?
Even though,
we were done.
Well, he took a spin. We are done. He's not going to improve. But, still going to watch him come around the final few turns.
Do note if it rains that all this is thrown out the window, but it's still nice to see what they're capable of.
Yeah, I think, well, I was going to say starting from the back helps you in the rain. I'm not sure if it necessarily does.
I would say the top 2 from the front. Everybody else kind of holding on for dear life. Then you start in the back, you can let all that settle in the front.
Yeah, I think you wanna start as far up on the grid, especially in France here.
France.
I wish I knew some French and could try and commentate in French, but it's not going to happen because I think it would be wildly offensive.
French salad dressing is overrated.
Can't say I've ever tried it personally.
You've never had like French Catalina salad dressing?
Yeah.
The red shit?
We don't call it French salad, we just call it French dressing, but maybe that's a cultural thing.
If you eat ranch dressing in America with your pinkies up, it's French. Fancy ranch.
P18 for Pulowski there. I missed my lap, missed the strap with the time.
Bruh! I
to
mean,
9
that's
people.
cool.
I think we can make double digits. Villeneuve's French. Well, what are you racing in the US one for then?
French.
French.
In America, we have this thing called ketchup and mayonnaise, and you put it together. It's called fancy sauce.
In the UK, we call that an abomination.
Hey, Loquita, I just, nothing. You're back in, but you gotta get the flow. We have to. Can we just move to Q2?
Laquita might need to retire because that is a glitch. Laquita, if you can hear this, can you retire, please, mate? Because he joined late, so sometimes it says
New bug. Now they're quitting. Everybody's not watching anymore. They've left because it's stuck.
No, we're still got 8. There's a new bug in F1. Yeah, if people join late, then
There we go. There he goes. Well, we can't invite him back. He's done, isn't he? Look at the
he needs to retire, not leave.
Look at the ray tracing on the Honda. Nice face there, Cameron.
Beautiful.
That was mean. You there? Okay. Cameron takes Q1, followed by Alex, 8/1000ths of a second behind. Tintoretto grabbing the 129 by the hair of his skin, 0.4 of a second behind the leader. Aaron Carey and Guitar Man Khan wrap out the top 5 as we go into Q2.
Just checking for any grid penalties, but there's nothing from Q1 there. Just a lot of invalidated laps and a couple of warnings for speeding in the pit lane.
Pot Road did not set a time, so we're looking Lucifer survived by 2 seconds. That Ferrari speed.
Keep on going. Well, that's just got to wait now for everyone to ready up.
Yeah, 4 Canadians today in the field. Well, I take that back. There's 6. But moving to Q2 is 4 Canadians.
I think it's time for another fun fact whilst we wait for the grid to be ready. Since 1999, the Paul Ricard circuit has been owned by a family trust of the ex-F1 boss Bernie Ecclestone.
Must have had
interesting one there.
Yeah, must have had a family quarrel if they couldn't go back for 20 years, but
yeah.
I might say. Are we getting rain in Q2?
Oh, it looks quite overcast, so drivers might want to be getting out a little bit earlier than usual here.
That or it didn't load properly. You can't trust either way. Maybe it's just dark.
It does look very overcast, but that might just be a personal thing. Drivers have currently got the soft tyre on.
It's dark.
It is dark. Maybe Q3 will have some rain. Oh, Guitar Man Khan goes on the mediums. I'm not sure if he's checked the weather there.
Just gonna balls
Cameron
out.
goes in the mediums, so I wonder if we've been told a lie when it comes to a wet race.
Well, that's the race. This is just Q2. But it is
you
dark.
wouldn't want to go on mediums for Q2 if it's a wet race.
Are the shaders just not loading? That or are we doing this at night? Like, it's kind of creepy out here right now. I'm scared.
Yeah, it's just a night race now. So we've got an Alpine out first.
It's definitely cloudy.
It is. Who's out first? Oh, we got both Alpines out early. Optic and Nanda just following each other around here. The 2 French cars out on the French circuit first. I think that's a lovely bit of imagery there.
I've got their brake lights flashing, like they're hazards, but no water yet.
Keeping a keen eye out for that rain light as well.
Yeah, that's what it's called, rain light. Hey, we got 10 watching. Nanders is AI.
Hey, we've got double digits. Welcome, everybody.
A TV pod here, just checking to see if there's any raindrops. Not seeing any. Raindrop, drop
that's
top.
Also what I'm on. Optic overtakes his teammate. He wants to get on with it. He doesn't want to be held back.
Gotta set that time as best you can now in case that rain comes.
I say a lot of drivers on an outlap early, so I wonder if they are predicting a little bit of rain later, or maybe just wanting to get a bit of a banker lap here.
Who's informing them of this forecast, by the way? Like, who is their weatherman?
All their race engineers.
Oh.
Or maybe we do literally have the weatherman just visiting each pit garage.
Is that DLC? Charging
Yeah,
extra for
yeah,
that?
yeah. It's EA, of course they charge extra.
Nander with the ray tracing reflections on the PS5 in quality mode, not performance. So you'll get a more detailed experience today, hopefully.
Here we go then. Optic out. First one on a lap. There's a lot of traffic ahead of him. If they decide to slow down, he could be a little bit held up, but not for the time being. Flies through 1 and 2 there, nice and cleanly, around that long third, and up to the tighter bit of the chicane at the end of sector 1 here.
Optic, our current points leader, but did not qualify in the top 5. So, is he racing not to lose the championship? He's inherited something. Now you got to do something with it.
I think he's just taking it easy. It's one of those that at this point you've just got to finish. Doesn't necessarily have to be first, but you've just got to be consistent over the last 4 races.
Flaps open on the straight. Raphael right behind him in the Doritos Williams. I didn't know Frank Williams was a Doritos fan, but who doesn't like Doritos?
Apparently Nanda's is in AI, so well, that's what I've been told by my my correspondent on the pit lane, Villeneuve.
So what does that even mean? Does it mean it didn't actually boot him out of the race?
He's not driving the car, the computer's driving the car, because I think he might have either dropped out or something's happened to his connection.
Got the 2 alphas and 1-2, at least in the non-leader leaderboard right now.
Here we go then, Optic across the line, 1:29.6. Yeah, solid time there.
Very solid. I don't know if we're going to see that 127 I was talking about, because we might not see that 128. We'll find out.
Optic just taking out a couple of the driving boards there as he tries to rush home a little bit. I'm not quite sure what they're doing.
Ingram setting that second time at a 131.
Who else we got out on a hot lap near towards the end? Got Ray out on a hot lap coming through the final turns. I think David Boyer as well. Yeah, coming across the line. He sets a 132. Respectable. Ray 131.6. Trying to find people who are on laps here. QC Alex, here we go. Another favourite for potentially pole position. Coming up to finish the lap time. It's looking good so far. 129.5.
Ooh, sneaking past Optic. These two again going at it.
Tintoretto abandoning his lap time there.
Warrior coming in 4th in the mediums. As he got something for the sauce.
Lap time there. Got Nanda coming around here. I'm not sure if it's going to count him as lap times because he's if he's still AI as we're being told.
Well, he's just cruising. If it's even a he, like we don't know.
There we go, 131 flat.
Let's go. Guitar Man Khan, who for some reason has not set a lap time yet.
Potentially invalidated that first one. As he invalidates the second one as well. And gets in front of a Williams there. Not quite sure who that is. Can't remember who the Williams driver that. Well, that would be QC Alex.
Is he trying to push again or just get back around the track?
I'm not quite sure. His fuel light's not on, so I reckon he can run another lap if he's quick.
He's looking pretty quick, but they like to make us look stupid on commentary because we don't know what they're doing.
They really do.
It's like build all this hype and all of a sudden it's like, oh, here's the pits. You're like, oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, he's going slow. He might
there
be
we go.
Back that ERS.
Not falling for that anymore. Optic back into the garage. Guelphy with the 3 right now.
Ooh.
Back into the pits as well. Nander.
Khan is going for another lap.
Switch over to him.
Aaron Carey's coming around to finish one on the medium, so this will be a good time just to see whereabout he's sat at.
Was not good coming off of that corner. Nanders is out of fuel.
Wasn't as good. 131.1. That puts him into 6th. He's the quickest runner on the mediums at the moment. Who did you say was out of fuel? Warriors. Yeah.
Nander is out of fuel. on the track.
Oh,
supposedly.
Nanda's out of fuel as well. Yep. As he dives into the pits there.
Raphael out on 2-lap mediums here.
I'm just curious. Well, Optics had enough. He's retired.
Raphael across the line.
Can he keep it clean?
Nothing for Raphael. Guitar Man Khan just needs to set something.
Yeah, just seeing if he can keep it clean here. Coming cleanly out of sector 2 there with a 50.9, so not a horrendous lap time there. Or sector 2 time, rather.
Tintoretto out.
This bit you got to be close.
Tintoretto out along with Bubbers. They came out fairly last. Cameron, I don't know what he's doing. He's in the pit.
I think he's leaving it to the last minute here. He's letting that track warm up. It might have been a little bit cold at the start.
Shifty here for Guitar Man Khan coming through sector 3 out to the straight.
Keeping it clean though. Gets that rear DRS open along the main straight. It's going to be about 131 or 132, I reckon.
Ooh.
131.5. Not bad. He's put himself in the mix there with the medium runners. As Tintoretto starts a lap.
We will swap over to Tintoretto.
He'll be one to watch here. I reckon he's going to be challenging definitely top 3, if not top 4.
So the clouds have dissipated, it looks like. The sun is out now. What a waste.
Track's going to be warming up.
Coming down the other long straight on this circuit.
I'll tell you what, the camera angles going down that long straight just look absolutely divine as they're coming into the chicane.
Yes. Yes. It's such a fast section through
Got a
here.
yellow flag. Who's taking a spin there? Is that Bubbers?
LSU's a higher Brian Kelly.
It's Bubbers that are taking a spin. But back to Tintoretto as he comes into the mid of sector 3. That really windy place that is really easy to just lose time in. Bubbers has another spin. His rear tyre's just overheated there as he goes through a Rolex sign.
Tintoretto's got it.
Ooh, so close to track limits there.
And fourth
place. I think I said they're top 3, if not top 4. So,
Cameron.
Well, I'm being told it was a purple sector 2 for Tintoretto.
Ooh. As mentioned, yeah, you get through that, I guess at the beginning of sector 3. It's such a fast section coming off that second straight. But if you don't get it right, you can find yourself easily messed up. It's one of those ones that if you're going to be fast, then you got to make sure you're precise.
Oh yeah, Cameron's coming out for an outlap now, so this will be an interesting one to watch.
Let's see what we can
He's
do
on the
here.
mediums, so
clearly doesn't care right now.
He's going to place.
I guess he's just trying to get around it quicker.
Yeah.
See, runoff areas suck because of stuff like this, but whatever. If somebody did this in real Formula 1, they'd be banned for life.
I'll say it'd be interesting to see if the stewards do pick up on it and do mention it at all.
He just wants to set the lap. I mean, he got around quick, saved some time, but well, this is his lap here, so.
Saves him fuel as well, bearing in mind.
Yeah, that is interesting. Also, he's on the mediums and not the softs.
Yeah, where are we thinking he's going to end up here? I think probably about 4th. Probably just pushed Tintoretto off.
I'd say 4th. But that's if he sets a time and doesn't mess up. I don't know if there's any traffic in front of him.
Oh, he's clipped the chicane barrier there, sent the yellow marker flying.
I mean, he's fast, but he's a little bit reckless. It's been the case all season. The defending champion of the league, though, however. Flaps
Definitely
open.
someone you got to watch out for. If they're in your rearview mirror, you are not going to be having a comfortable time.
Cameron, with only about 18 points in the season, though, has not been his year at all.
Had a bit of an unfortunate season, but definitely possible to get back in at the last 4 or so races. Now that he basically Voldemort has left.
Ingram is also setting a time right now. He's out back on the track.
Yeah, Ingram coming around just behind Cameron, so we'll switch to him just after Cameron sets his lap time. He's got a low fuel light on, so obviously, yeah, gone out with the low fuel. So he's had to cut the corners just to make sure he's got enough to get through the lap.
There you go.
But this is going to be a quick time. This could be a 1:29s on the mediums here.
No, we got it exactly right.
Fourth place. There we go.
All right, let's play the
getting
lottery.
Better at this prediction stuff.
Ingram across the line takes third in the softs.
So pushes Cameron back down to fifth.
The point is we got it right at that specific time. Like,
Yeah.
That's all that matters, yeah.
So we've got 2 and a bit minutes left of Q2. Probably a little bit longer than that because our clock shows a little bit quicker than the driver's one does.
And that faux overtime.
Yeah, yeah, F1 overtime. There we go. But we've got Bubba's taking his own line through the track here, also wanting to make it to a lap.
No, they're not getting punished for it, then it doesn't matter. It makes it go quicker and they save gas. But we got Lucifer and Guitar Man Khan trying to set a time here as they're trying to break the top 10 for Q3.
I think Lucifer's definitely capable of breaking into the top 10, but he's just been unfortunate with previous qualifyings and previous races. I remember in Zandvoort he had a couple of unfortunate spins that left him out of qualifying, and then unfortunately I think did poorly in the race if I remember correctly.
And here's his time. What's he got? Is it faster?
He's invalidated.
Oh, I can't see those graphics.
If you'd pull up your track map. Yeah, he did invalidate just kind of towards the end of Sector 3. Unfortunate for him. But he was about 1.8 seconds quicker, so it's definitely Q3 material. But he's just got to keep it within the lines. Cameron's retired in 5th. That could be interesting.
He's locked in on the mediums. I mean, he's the fastest medium, so...
Oh yeah, he's almost a second quicker on the mediums, but...
And here comes Guitar Man Khan. Setting his time, 1:31. He beat it? He does!
Goes into 6th. Beautiful. Nanda's in trouble here.
Well, it looks like he bailed from the session anyways. He might not have wanted to do that early. It's not a lock. We still got 3 guys down here. Ray Raphael.
Ray's going to be next across the line here in the bottom 5, looking to improve on their lap time. This is going to be a 1:30 something, so it's going to be an improvement on their lap time if they get a good exit.
9th.
Ooh.
Nander on. He shouldn't have dumped. He should have stayed. We got Kerry on the mediums.
Lucifer jumps into 9th. That pushes Nanda out.
And Raphael to 9th now, who locks in, looks like at 9th.
Yep, so still a lot of drivers in danger here. This is going to be an interesting end to Q2. Bubba's is going to be the next to cross the line for a lap. He's cutting the chicane very tight here, but is on course for a good lap time if he can keep it nice through the main straight. Here we go, first lap time that he's set.
His last.
It's a 1:31.2. Just unfortunate there.
Warrior, however, fresh tires.
He's about 10th quicker out of Sector 2 there. No, 10th slower, forgive me. So unless he lost a lot of time in Sector 3, he doesn't look like he's going to be improving. Aaron Carey's coming around the final few turns here. See if he can improve on the mediums. It's unlikely, but possible.
What do we got? Cross the line. Nope. What? He does. 10th.
He's improving. He goes to 10th.
Bumping.
Warrens is going to be next. Don't know if he's going to improve. He's got to get a good exit at that turn because that sets you up for the speed on the straight.
8th. Brilliant drive on that to lock in.
Lucifer's invalidated, so no one else is going to be setting a lap time here. So that sets up. What a fascinating end to Q2 there.
Yeah, a lot of the mid-pack, great mid-pack battle there coming in to make sure they get into Q3. Quite the bumps. Nander probably shouldn't have dumped so early, but it is a choice, but he's in the race. We'll see what's up with major quality. Ray Ray in the pit. Lucifer coming back in. Couldn't quite cut it there. Wish they all had a little bit more, but that's why you got to push it a little bit earlier. You don't know what everybody else is running.
I'm saying all it takes is a little bit of extension on track limits here just to ruin an entire lap. And it's so easily done.
Quite a disappointing effort in Q2 for Bubbers. Didn't set a time until the final lap and is last, at least in Q2. They all sniffed Q3, but it came up with Warrior, as you can see right there, coming in, leading the way for the mid-pack into Q3. Alex on number 1 position heading into Q3, the 129.565 right behind him. Optic, the points leader in the Alpine, followed by Ingram as Beast in the Ferrari, Guelphi in the Aston, Cameron, the fastest on mediums, 5th, followed by Cartarman Khan, Tintoretta, Warrior, Boyer, and Raphael. Those are our Q3 contestants. And you can be a contestant on The Price is Right as well.
Yeah, I think we could definitely go on that after guessing some of the qualifying positions today.
This race is going to be wide open. We still don't know if the rain thing's really going to happen, but it did get cloudy when that started.
Definitely got cloudy at the start of Q2.
Scary out.
This is where it's just hammering it down with rain at the start of Q3, and we've eaten our words.
And
Nope, looks quite dry to me.
And it looks like Valerie Bottas finally left the garage.
Yeah, has handed over back to the American driver of Laquita Haha.
Finally took the L on that one. 12 minutes of intense rival racing at Paul Ricard.
It looks like David Bauer might be our first driver out here. He has, well, I see his mechanics getting his car ready to go.
Guys running out.
Yes.
It's Cash App Race Race.
Oh,
yes.
or Williams could just beat him out here. And he does. QC Alex just... Oh no, that's not QC, that's Optic. I think that just... I don't know which one it is. It is Optic. Just... Oh, it's Raphael. My apologies. I forget which drivers are the Williams. Raphael out first then. Just beats David Bauer, but obviously that's how the pit order goes.
Clearly the dominant force in the Cool Ranch Doritos Williams. Unless they have an orange livery, it's not going to happen for that variant of chip.
I'd love to see them bring back the red livery. And then we have the chili heat wave Williams.
Boy, somebody went off the track, didn't they? Or I missed something?
Everyone looks okay. Ecos is... The camera's up to his usual thing of taking out pit boards.
Maybe that's what he was doing. So that doesn't affect...
He's just hitting all the Rolex signs. He doesn't like sponsors, apparently.
Does that not affect aerodynamics, or are we just impervious to science?
Oh, he's done a Vettel and just gone through the braking boards there.
Well, make sure he doesn't hit Boyer in front of him. He's trying to get that speed up, get those tires hot. But there is 10 minutes.
See how much he cuts the track here on the final section. Not much you can do, because a lot of it... Oh, there we go, through the Pirelli boards.
Blasting polygons. How dare he disrespect this track like this. He's a madman.
Will he take out... Oh, he looked to take out the braking boards there, but I don't think he went for them in the end. Anyway, let's hop back on board with our first driver to do a lap. I think it's Raphael.
Yes, Doritos Williams, flaps open coming off the front stretch. He will be the first one to set a time unless he decides to pit, which he could.
So just getting a feel for the track in Sector 3. It looks a little bit warmer than it was at the start of Q2 there, so all to play for. Probably some faster lap times here, but you've got to remember that they might be on a wet setup because we've been told it's going to rain, but we haven't got any information more than that.
Chiming in with the cheese here. Behind him is Boyer. Flaps open. Red Bull. Get your wings and fly. Go to Ingram in the Ferrari. Testing the track limits. All of them are past their outlap except for Alex and Guelphy.
Yeah, just sticking back a little bit. I think they want to just take their time with this, because even a couple of degrees on the track temperature can affect so much for your lap time.
Raphael on the softs. We'll go over to telemetry, but not telemetry. We're gonna look at the details of tires. Best.
Got our man in the garage says it's a purple sector 1 and 2 for Cameron.
Flaps open, setting a time across the line. 131 has got some time to make up there. That's not going to get it done.
David, 130.4. Cameron, 129.2.
Extremely fast lap. As he drives straight, he has too much fun. Guitar Man.
Oh, there's the Emirates board gone.
Guitar Man coming across the line. Ingram second, 130. What's Guitar got? Guitar. Second, 130.
1, beautiful. We've got Warrens next across the line here. He's come nice and tight around that corner. Rear wing's going to come open here. Comes along the line. 130.1, that puts him in second. I think we're going to have FR Golfy here as the next driver, if he doesn't validate.
The shiny green.
It is a beautiful Aston Martin, I will say.
Matches the safety car, kind of.
Is it which safety car is it this weekend?
I think it's the Aston. No, I think it is. No, I saw it. I don't remember.
I don't know. FR Golfy with a 129.8. Regardless, that's a great lap time. Tintoretto's just about to start a lap as I just see Cameron in the background doing his thing and cutting corners. And
Alex, Doritos Williams.
Alex, yeah. The Doritos car is coming through Sector 3 here.
Such an interesting design on this track to this Sector 3. It's a well-engineered course overall. Even though it's had 179 changes.
Oh, he's gone wide, but he's managed not to get the track limits.
Alex D crossed the line. Second.
129.2.
We're gonna have some competition there.
3 thousandths between first and second at the moment.
And one of the drivers doesn't even have to go off the course to hit stuff. That's pretty good.
Says something about Williams compared to Mercedes drivers, eh?
Hey. Tintoretto. The Haas. Can he compete? Got 3 guys at the 129 now, but we will be hitting those 128s. Cameron and Alex are capable.
I think it might be a 128 session. A little bit brave on your 127s, but definitely a 128 potentially.
Tintoretto really fast to that section that it glitched. A little bit of hiccup there. Getting squirrely. Tintoretto, red, white, blue, Haas. Final chicane. Coming down the straight. Flaps are open, DRS. Across the line. Third, 129. Yes. Yes. Now,
so I think drivers will have another time for another lap as well, so we'll be seeing some faster lap times as well.
Optic has not set a time yet. Still in the pits.
Yeah, I don't know if he's just biding his time or if he, don't know if he's got a key 3 ban. I'll just check up on that.
Tintoretto still out. Got yellow in sector 1. Probably somebody just doing something. Might be switching controllers here. Outlap for Ingram and for Boyer.
Doesn't look like we've got a key 3 ban for him. I wonder if he's just leaving it rather late here.
The glare of the sun at Paul Ricard. Can't even see the track. Why does it look like that? It's just so much saturation. Gamma.
What is your brightness? What is your brightness set to, my man?
Gamma on the track. That's the HDR doing its business. Boyer getting the tires warm. The rain light on for some strange reason.
Is it?
It was on. Look, it's flashing. Yeah.
I don't know where you're looking, but
It's off now. I guess he heard me.
a little bit of a mess up from race control there, maybe.
Sure. Guelphy, though, with the impressive run. Snagging in the 129s. The contenders are in the 129s today.
Optic coming out of the pits here for his outlap as he smashes one of the braking boards.
Ah, he goes around. Doing donuts.
Well, that's what you get for breaking the property of F1. They will spin you out. David's gone a little bit deep into, I think that's 6 and 7 there. I don't really know the turns on this one.
Ingram and Boyer trying to gun it here. These might be the first two to set their laps for the race because the time that's left, I don't know if they can get around to do another one. Ingram.
So after our little conversation earlier about the famous Paul Richards, Paul Louis Maurice Ricard was a French industrialist and creator of an eponymous pastis brand in 1970 something.
I don't know what any of that means.
Me neither, but it means the track is named after someone.
That's the guy. So dude just had a lot of money.
He's the builder of the racetrack. I believe.
Okay, all right.
Or he financed it. One of the two. Anyway, not really important to what's going on.
Boyer across the line. 130,
Bruce to go
113. Ingram is slowing down. He's lost it.
F1 Golfy's on a lap here as well, just coming through that chicane in sector 2.
Doing the fly-by-night.
By 100th, or down by 100th. I don't know which way to pronounce it. Is he up by 100th or down by 100th?
In terms of what? Is he leading or losing?
He's losing time.
Okay. Then he's down?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's negative. It's like, hey, turn up the AC. Yeah, that's not going to count. Let's move on to Cameron. Current pole setter.
He's set up purple sector. Whoa, he's on wide and invalidated.
And he'll just take it from there, ladies and gentlemen. He's out of the race.
I'll say he's not going to have time to set another lap here. But speaking of setting laps, Optic is out, or is on the track setting a lap. Villeneuve has just informed me that it's a purple sector 1 for himself. So thanks to my garage commentator or garage informant here.
Might have been purple sector 1 for Cameron, but then he hit the wall and doesn't retire. I mean, how fast he took that wall, he should be pretty hurt. But nope, physics. Optic.
Running on every inch of the track here is Optic.
He's been fairly quiet throughout qualifying.
That he has. He's got a decent exit out of there, not as quick as he might have wanted to be.
Cross the line, third.
Oh, third.
Look at the separation. Is he going
to try and go for another lap?
He's got to. I think they'll still let him. Where's Guelphy at here?
Nah,
let's go to Warrior.
Don't think he's going to.
Warrior. Oh, there Warrior goes around. He's out.
Ooh. No, yeah, just not going to be able to set that lap time. So he's out of contention. Who's coming round next? We've got Qatarman Khan coming into the mid sector of sector 3 here.
If he's pretty quick. Let's see if he can get that 129. He's right on the cusp. His Cameron's locked in at his spot. Khan! No quicker.
He's gone slower. We've got Tintoretto on an outlap, but I don't think he's going to have time unless our clock's a little bit wrong.
Well, there's the faux overtime that this game presents, so there's that.
Yeah. He's going to have time to set a lap by the look of it.
Alex coming to the line with flaps open. Doritos Williams. Here we go.
Oh, 129.0. There we go.
Current pole sitter.
It's not the 128 we thought was going to happen, but
Nope.
a very
Damn close.
respectable lap time there.
Optic is locked in. He's going to the pits.
Everyone's
And
locked in, and Tintoretto takes a spin.
everybody else is locked in, basically. Tintoretto will not set the time. We are good to go.
That is your starting grid.
Alex with the impressive one. Almost the 128, but knocking on the door. Will it rain? That's the news story. Will it rain?
That is the $1 million question now.
Tintoretto still needs to finish his lap.
Will we see rain?
Cameron disappointing as he hit the wall. He'll start second. This is going to be a mad dash. It's a straight drag race to start this race. These top three, it's going to be neck and neck. That's all about who doesn't make mistakes, who's precise, and who's fast. Tintoretto back into the pits, it looks like.
Yeah, diving into the pits just to retire that car there.
Let's see if we can see what the safety car is.
I'll say I'm on board trying to see the exact same thing, but it's not at the back there, so hopefully you might be able to see it, especially in the house. It looks like the Aston Martin car. I believe it is the Aston Martin safety car for this Grand Prix event. Didn't see it at all earlier in the European Tier 1. Might be able to see it here in the US Tier 1.
1 second, time remaining. It's stuck.
Nah, Tintoretto's just got to get into the pits.
There we go. Oh, we had 10 watching Q1. We're down to 4 watching the actual race.
Gotta love YouTube viewers.
Alex DO4 takes the pole with an impressive run in that last lap. Cameron second, who wrecked out, could not get that second run. Optic third, Tintoretto fourth. Guelphy, Ingram, Boyer, Warrior, Khan, and Raphael, the top 10, with literally just a second separating first through ninth.
Yeah, great driving from the drivers here. Very, very close as well.
I'll bring them on board. I see 7 now. It's go time.
I see 9. Don't worry, you will always have me.
That's thoughtful. That's thoughtful. Send me a Valentine.
No.
There we got the rain! We're bringing the thunder and lightning to Paul Ricard.
Oh, that is heavy rain as well. I think I might have got what I asked for with full wets by the look of it.
Break out the poncho, ladies, gentlemen, and children.
I've got mine
ages.
on. This is going to be an exciting race. This could be a zero-stop race. Hopefully some safety cars. But we will wait and see.
Who's going to be aggressive? Who's going to have the gumption to push? Late braking, high speeds, hydroplaning in France. This is the French Grand Prix.
Or as they say in France, the Grand Prix. There we go.
Yeah,
You got to be really hotty with it. Yeah, there we go. Did you know you can never say focus in a French accent without sounding offensive?
Not sure, but the pure insanity is the fact that we are drip, drip, wet, wet with
So
20 racers.
According to the AWS pit stop information, this could be a 3-stop race for the Inters.
Depends if it rains the whole time.
No, they're suggesting you pit 3 times for new Inters. I reckon this could be a 0-stop. It's only 27 laps. I reckon that's easily done on one set of tyres.
Yes.
Cameron's been disqualified from the formation lap. I don't know what he's done there. Probably cut some corner again.
So what does that entail? Does he go to the rear of the field?
Nah, he just doesn't get to do the formation lap, so he doesn't get to warm up the tyres, which probably is quite vital in a race in the wet.
It's being bored.
Don't yawn, because you'll make me yawn as well.
It's been a long day, ladies and gentlemen.
It has indeed. The joys of a British commentator doing American F1. It is 2:10 in the morning for me at the moment.
The joys of Mondays. It is 9:10 p.m. on Monday.
I am very much like Garfield. I hate Mondays. Actually, it's technically Tuesday for me now, so...
Tuesdays are worse. Tuesday is the worst day of the week. I hate Tuesdays.
Nah, Tuesday is a good day because it's race day for me.
Stewards are reporting Cameron's definitely in trouble. France does not like the desecration of road signage during a race.
They're not going to be too happy. The stewards are risking their lives to pick up all the pieces that are being flown across the track. We got a couple of snagglers at the back of the pack here. I wonder if they've had a couple of spins during the formation lap. Yeah, we've had our American regional manager just said Cameron definitely in trouble after this race. Tut tut.
The assistant to the regional
Cameron,
manager.
whilst you can, go hide, sir. Go hide.
Yes.
We've got someone's money on car spinning at turn 2. I think you could be right. I think there could be a couple of spins at turn 2. If not, 3, 4, and 5. That little, like, wiggle just after the long straight. And definitely the chicane in sector 2.
Keep track of the penalties in this race because there's going to be an assload of them.
I will keep track of penalties. That's what I can do.
We're a purpose-driven FIA. 24. Tintoretto is flickering. Get better internet connection. We can't see the lights. Why can't we see the lights? Syncing up.
We can see the ones at the back, I think.
Just listen to it. There's our predictive pit stop strategy. Hold the clutch!
Here we go. Cameron hasn't started.
He's stalled! Up!
Oh, there's a big collision at the start there. Cameron hasn't started or starts late. So that's going to... Oh, big crash at the start there.
No yellows as of yet, but look at this battle off the top. Alex and Optic, side by side, too fast in the straight. They make it. Yes, they do.
Are they going to keep it clean round this nice wiggle bit of Sector 2? By the look of it, yes, they are. But Alex is going to be on the attack coming down that long straight into the chicane. Nanda's somehow set a fastest lap of 16 seconds.
Gotta love Codemasters.
I'm not sure if Cameron's been disqualified. I don't think he ever started this race.
I believe he just has lost all heart in this series. It's just not there this season. Optic.
Yeah, Cameron's disqualified there.
Optic did manage to get around Alex, the points leader currently, as they start to distribute a bit better. Tintoretto in third, Guelphy fourth.
So, we got a spin. That is Bubba's round just after, or midway through the chicane. Said it was going to happen. It did happen.
Well, the collision didn't happen in the second corner. It happened as soon as the flag dropped and Cameron is out. And that was it. Oh, got the block here. That was a bump wide left. Tintoretto takes second after that.
Ooh. Oh, hold on. We could be having a lobby restart. Bear with.
I don't know what that means. Optic fastest
Well, we might
lap.
be restarting the lobby. That's what's being said in the Discord at the moment. That is the general manager that's just called for that, or the F1 director for. Yeah, glitch lobby restart. So we're going to be having a restart there.
So, do I close the game then?
No. I think if we just leave the set, well, wait to see what happens.
Oh, no mouses. I kind of gotta pee. Optic
If
in the lead.
you
Alex second, but we don't know what's going to happen. I think the reason is Cameron didn't start. He stayed in his position. And Codemasters. All I say is that's karma. It's just pure karma for the desecration of road signage at Paul Ricard.
Right, do you want to remake the lobby if you've got the settings? Because I don't.
I have the settings, yes. But do I just quit the race and
Beautiful.
everybody's done?
Yeah.
Okay. This has been the longest event that we've had this year. And we're going to quit the rain menu.
Can you pause the stream? Is that a thing?
Nope. Well, maybe.
Right, I need to go back and find the grid. Because we need to put on custom grid. Right, let me leave. You still here, or?
Yes, I'm still here, and the session is still live.
Okay, right.
I've got custom grid and then grid editor.
Okay, so we got to wait for everyone to join before we can do that. If you ping me an invite.
I sent it to Boyer. We
Yeah.
got 5 watching. I almost wish, I know that we're live, but I almost wish that we could record this and then just, you know, post it whenever.
Yeah.
Let me get you in here.
The joys of live.
Okay, I will be back in just a second as we look to fill all of our people back, so. Oh, you sent me a picture of the custom grid.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, just give me just a moment.
For those of you who are just joining us, we've had a bit of a lobby restart, so just bear with us. Good old Codemasters games being completely glitch-free as normal. So we're just bear with us. We're getting everyone back in, and then we will be setting up a custom grid and going again. Hopefully we'll get all 20 back in. I hope. See what happens. Just a reminder that we are still here. We're just doing a bit of a lobby restart. Bear with us. We are not just on a empty screen. We've hemorrhaged a few drivers, but just setting up to go again. Please just bear with us. Apart from that, it's been a good stream. We've had like 10 viewers in. I think that's quite good for us. I am Team House. I've got Feldman alongside me. He has just popped out for a couple of seconds. All was going well, and we've had a bit of a glitch in the game. So unfortunate, but we move on. These things happen, and we're dealing with it.
All right, setting the grid.
Nice. Have you got I don't know if I've had no response from Cameron, so.
Which gotta defeat the purpose of us doing this.
Well, exactly. Cameron can't race wheel issue.
Well, we'll set it back.
But remember to set the weather to rain as well.
Where is it? Structure. Right there. All right. Now. Alex. And then camera was second, so that doesn't count. I'll take a second. And then Cineretto. Where's Cineretto? He's not in here.
He is in the lobby, I think.
Oh. What?
Oh, he hasn't selected. He's in the lobby.
Yeah, I got him. Con. Mander was Sweet Buffers, right? Porto, Villeneuve, Pavlovsky, Quita, Fireball, Bubbers, Mander, Riri, Lucifer, Aaron Carey, Raphael, Qatarman, Khan. Wait, Raphael, 8th? Oh yeah, because he's out of there. Warrior, Boyer, Ingram, Guelphy, Tenoretta, Optic. And then, okay. Changes.
Remember to set it to wet as well.
Wet or very wet?
Set it to wet.
Okay.
Because I think it was in. Was it inters or was it fulls?
Enters.
Set it to wet then.
Alright, we should be good to ready up.
Yeah.
Keyboards.
Yep, sorry about that. I've got a loud keyboard. Oh, look at that. It's raining. Oh, I didn't know that was going to happen.
Oh, yes. It's pretty amazing what happens when you set the option to do things.
We've got no one in Bottas's garage this time. That's quite funny. Laquita Ha has been promoted to primary driver for Mercedes for this week.
So I convinced my buddy. I picked up the Oculus 2 over the weekend and had people over yesterday. And dude just went out and bought one like last night after he left the house. He's like, "Yeah, where do I get this?" He went out and bought it. He doesn't have a PC though. I mean, I'm using it for PC. It's I can recommend getting an Oculus, but in terms of using like Steam VR, it is a pain in the butt, and there is a learning curve. But if you just use their ecosystem, it's a lot simpler. But just the way they do their menus in there, it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah,
Visuals
we're not
are good,
sponsored, but Steam, if you want to sponsor us, then hit us up.
Yeah, I'm sure Gabe is really following this.
Right, we've got a formation lap.
The raindrops in quality mode
falling.
on the PS5, yes. Let's see if anybody decides
beautiful.
to mess up on the formation lap this time and then get a bounce from the game.
Looks like everyone's clean through the first couple of turns, which is always nice to see.
We had some really good racing between Optic and Alex before we had the conundrum of France, the French conundrum, about 15 minutes ago. So
yeah, so it's still going to be 27 laps here. In the French rain. Yeah. Definitely got my coat on.
Not sure if the tire telemetry is going to make much of a difference.
It could do, you never know. I'm just going to let's get penalties up so I can see them. I'm just going to check this. Oh, everyone's on inters. Who would have thought it?
Yeah, but we're going to have multi-stops. Don't know what else I can really show on there besides penalties. I guess we could show penalties.
Yeah, I think there'll definitely be a couple of people that zero stop this race.
It's kind of pulling away from everybody, isn't they?
Yeah. I think this will be an interesting battle between QC and Optic here. I wouldn't be surprised if people have changed their setups just slightly. I know a couple of people might have broken Park Ferme there, but don't know how stringent or how much they can prove on that.
Power of the PS5. Screen spaced reflections. To be honest, I was a little bit disappointed.
Oh, really?
They could have. I think there's more they could have done to make this game look better on next gen consoles, but it's cross gen, so that's probably why some of the stuff got held back. Because the only thing that has ray tracing on the PS, just the cars have ray tracing. Like none of the textures, none of the surfaces. It's just the cars. The cars look good, but they could do a little bit better with the environments. But the 120 hertz could be a difference maker, but it's not huge.
Well, I think we've got different views of the start line here, so this will be nicer to see a little bit than the view we had last time.
We're dropping green.
Polowski with a drive-through off the start. He's gone too early.
Optic off the line. Alex falls to second. Optic takes that lead. Right behind him is Tintoretto. Tintoretto gets around Alex. Side by side.
Alex is fighting for this back. We got a yellow flag. Who's taking a... Snell's taking a spin. Some wide drivers at the rear there.
Optic clean breakaway this time, unlike the start of the first race that never happened. Alex and Tintoretto right there neck and neck, side by side here. Warrior and Guelphi. Good battle here early out for fourth off the start.
Yeah, going down that back straight, it just shows, well, Optic's pulled a second and a bit lead here. I wonder if he's a bit of a more experienced driver in the rain here. He's just got to keep it clean for 27 laps, though. Polowski's not going to be happy with that drive-through penalty, though. He's currently sitting in P18, and I think he could drop a lot further back, and he might be able to recover that unless there's a safety car here.
A couple of spin-outs towards the rear, turn 2. Optic.
Got a yellow flag. That's Potrikov. He's retired. He has crashed. That is a virtual safety car.
So they're just going to bunch back together here. Potrikov, at his initial race this season in the league, has not been competitive, to say the least. It has not been a good race for him. And he's out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, unfortunate for him there. It'll be just a warning for the drivers to keep their delta close. It's quite easy to go over it, especially as you come to the end of a long straight, like they're coming up to here in kind of sector 1. So you don't want to be accelerating too harshly and then into the corner where your things can drop. There we go. Everyone's clean through off the VSC.
Safety car gone. Optic sets the fastest lap. Not really matters. 156 is not an idea what to expect here in the rain. Tintoretto third. Warrior fourth.
Polowski goes in for that drive through. Probably sensible trying to take it early.
Coming through the chicanes. Nursing it, making sure there's grip. It's like a sheet of ice.
Yeah, it really can be, especially in the wet. It's just there's no depth to the field here.
Also worth noting, those runoff areas or where there's not curbs, that's paint. You mix paint with water, it makes it even more slippery.
Got another yellow flag. That's Qatarman Khan who's gone round. Nothing serious. Here. I think he's just just lost it. If you look on the ground, just had a bit of a spin.
As mentioned, that paint plus the wet, that's a no-no.
Yeah, it becomes very, very slippery in the wet, so you don't want to be running off too wide.
Tintoretto coming with force.
Back up to Optic here.
Yeah, he's really pushing it. That's early, but there's a long race to run, especially if they're doing one stop. I guess they're going to have to gauge the performance versus the life of the tire as they go by each lap.
Yeah, I think setup here is going to be really important, especially when it comes to the life of the tyre. It is possible to do a zero-stop strategy, and I've seen it done in this league before. Well, I've done it in Austria before, but it's just whether you can manage those tyres over 27 laps.
Alex proving right there that he's running down quickest lap so far to 142.
Yeah, showing that he's a force to be reckoned with. Just keeping it nice and tight to Optic in front of him.
Wolfie and Warrior continue to have a tight-knit battle here. Not too far behind. Entering the chicanes.
Yeah, definitely something we should keep our eye on here. You've got about a train of 4 cars all forming up here, so definitely wanting to get past Warriors quickly, I reckon.
They got to get heat in those tires and heat in those brakes.
Question is, who's going to be the first person who gets on that penalty? As I say that, Raphael gets a 3-second penalty.
Alex
Maybe that was a
right
bit
there.
of commentator's curse there.
Nice addition for Codemasters to include umbrellas for the crowd.
It's a nice niche little feature. Unfortunately, the stewards don't get them. No. Got a yellow in sector 2. Guitar Man Carden's gone off.
He is out of the race.
Another virtual safety car. He's lost it out of, I think that's turn 7 again. Just probably too much power, but we have got a second VSC of the race.
Racing in the wet, completely different than racing in the dry, and some people just can't do it.
Yeah, no, it takes a lot of skill to drive in the wet. If you put too much power on, you can just send those rears spinning.
Many gauge the ability to drive these cars by how well historically racers have done in the wet, much like Alonso, Senna, Hamilton, Verstappen. Much better in the wet. Prost was never really good in the wet.
I think a lot of the drivers who do well are the ones that can drive in the wet really, really well.
Well, it compensates. There's no really good setup for a wet race. That's more on the driver to be able to control the car and maintain speed. And
definitely, you can put as much downforce on the car as you want, but it doesn't stop you spinning out.
Safety car is up. Tintoretto now with a 3-second time penalty. That's a big mishap there for him because he's in contention to possibly at least get top 5, if not a podium.
Ooh, Ingram's spinning. He's just managed to hold it. Ooh. It's a little bit of a slow step out for his rear there. He's got to be careful as he rejoins the track. Just going to let this pack go through.
That is the second incident that I've personally seen in that same corner because that's where Khan went off. So
really easy just to slide out there.
Half second between Optic and Alex.
Yeah, I was going to say they're closest at the moment, but Lucifer Villeneuve are quite close together. Lucifer's got the ERS on, as does Villeneuve. They're both trying to catch Raphael down the back straight bit.
Battle for 12th. Oh, got an inside move there. Laquita couldn't quite do it. Nander with the penalty now.
Yeah, they're just going to be stacking up now. Track limit's already hard on France, and in the wet, it's even more difficult to keep that car between the white lines.
Ingram. Lucifer, not Ingram. Lucifer on the tail of Villeneuve. Stunning battle as we go back to Alex and Optic as they are 3/10 off. One thing you can't take for granted more today is the curbs. These curbs could end your day very easily.
Yeah, they're not massively dangerous curbs. They're just very, very slippery, especially in the wet. I think Alex is just biding his time here. There's no need to make a stupid move or anything like that. He can just kind of sit there and almost wait for Optic to spin.
That's bound to happen. We're going to see what happens when age hits these tires at about lap 12 to 13.
Yeah, good battle here going on between Laquita, Haha, Villeneuve and Lucifer. Lucifer's managed to get past, but I think Villeneuve's having a little bit of a battle with Laquita.
The back marker's taking it to it here in the rain.
Could be another pass here as they dive into the chicane. It's going to be last of the late breakers here. It's a Daniel Ricciardo special. Yeah, Villeneuve decides that this isn't the corner that he wants to make that dive on. Just steps back a little bit and actually gets a really nice exit of the chicane. But I don't think it's going to be enough to catch down the Mercedes in front of him.
I think he's a bunch of four. It's very interesting what can happen back here at this point. These guys are more prone to making mistakes, unfortunately. It's just the name of the game. It's where they're at.
Yeah, taking different lines, trying to keep the tyres in that operating window, especially in the wet. That's quite difficult to do.
Outside pass.
As Ingram dives around the outside, he's going to make that stick, and Villeneuve's just losing more and more time here.
Tintoretto the fastest
lap.
He's closing in. Look at the top three.
He's definitely come back into contention here. Burned a lot of his ERS for that lap, but I wonder if that's just him trying to catch back up with our top two, who seem to be sitting quite comfortably together.
He's going to have to do something about that penalty before it's over with. I mean, he either needs to pit or he's going to have to take that. I mean, that's the length of a pit stop anyway, so...
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to serve that a pit stop, so that will just be added to his time after the race. But he ideally wants to try and clear 3 seconds on the leaders now, but I don't think he's going to be able to make the pass anytime soon.
Guelphy making a run on Warrior here as Warrior continues to trail back from the top three. Got another pass here.
Carey going for a move on David. Ooh, late braking. Ooh, makes it.
What a battle.
Oh, he doesn't. Bauer coming back at him. Is there a bit of contact between the two? They're keeping it quite clean. It's going to keep going into Sector 3 as well.
Side by side down the straightaway here as Boyer settles in behind Carey now. Carey able to get around as they come into the quick corners. The sweepers. That's a tight corner right there. Back to Guelphy. Getting close to Warrior. At this point, you got to wonder if Warrior's holding up Guelphy just because of how far he's fallen back from the top three.
Yeah, he's gone very wide there. Means either Guelphy's going to try and go around the outside or he's going to have to cut back a little sharper. He's done the latter of the two on the RS, but I think Warren's got the better exit out of the turn.
Very difficult corner to get speed off of that last chicane because especially now in the rain, there's just no grip. Ooh, big push.
Yeah. Lucifer just makes a nice move past Raphael there to go into 11th as well.
Guelphy trying to set up a spot to make this overtake on Warrior. Through the chicane.
Yeah, I think if he gets a nice exit out of the top bit of this Sector 1, he can probably make a move down the back straight effectively.
A little bit of distance there as Guelphy goes wide.
Yeah, it's time to be careful not to let that back end step out. Ray's got past Bubba's. Bubba's taking a spin. Got to be careful. Get off the track there, mate. You don't want to be causing a collision for anyone else. As he does that quite nicely and tucks back in behind Ingram there.
Alex.
Oh, as he gets the 3-second warning as well.
Alex, 0.3 of a second, just knocking on the devil's door here to take the lead of this race, but can't tell if he's sandbagging it any or if he is just doesn't have that performance to get by.
I think without DRS, it's going to be hard to pass Optic on the straight. ERS isn't much of an issue in wet races because it just regens so quickly, especially around a track like France. You don't have to worry about it that much, so you can burn it on the straights and it will come back through the more braking zones. So it will definitely come down to if one of them make a mistake later on in the race. There's still 20 laps to go, so anything could happen.
Smooth exits for all three of them out of that last hairpin there, but they're spreading out a little bit more. Checking on Carey.
Aaron Carey's now caught the back of FR Golfi, so he's going to be looking to make a move, probably in this next lap.
Yeah, Warrior, as that whole pack there continues to lose its pace with the leaders here. Can't seem to get around. Yeah,
just slowly dropping more and more back. I think Aaron Carey might be able to make a move on Golfi down the back straight if he gets a nice enough exit. He seems to be lapping quicker than the both of them, so it's only a matter of time before it happens, I reckon.
If they get the position and get that nose under somebody, though, they're going to try and do that. Guelphy, Aston, Warrior, and McLaren. Into the chicane. No moves here. They're getting tight. Guelphy on that butt. Good exit. It always seems Warrior, even though that pace is losing, he gets the exits good.
He does get some fantastic exits here. But I think just during the corners, he seems to be where he loses the time. Maybe if he's just wondering too much about the defence, so he's looking back. But who knows?
Aaron Carey looking, stalking. Let's see what happens coming off of the hairpin here. If they can get some grip, if he can make a move and a run down that straight.
I'll say the exit out of turn 15 there is quite a sharp one, so you've got to be careful with your power. And it's so easy just to put too much or too little.
Here we
Dolphy
see.
is a lot closer than he was on normal time, so this could be a good run out of turn 15. Oh, Warriors with an absolute fantastic pull away, though.
Yeah. Did you see how he came out of the corner? It was perfect.
He just went.
His setup seems to, maybe his setup's lacking, that's why he's losing speed, but man, he comes out of these corners, which makes it so he can't be overtaken. Overtook, whatever you call it. Alex, half second back now from Optic, who just set the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, these two are just going to be this close throughout the entire race, just getting quicker and quicker as their fuel kind of drops down. But ERS, if you look at the both drivers, they've still got about 80-90% ERS. Like I said, it's just not going to be dropping. That's not going to be an issue. And it's going to be when, not if it happens, I think.
Push pressing right now, though. They're just so smooth. It's like yacht rock. So smooth.
Alex is definitely looking for an opening here. Hopefully just to try and get away.
Going through the sweeper. Because they're starting to pull on Tintoretto, who's still got that time penalty, so he's still nestled in so far at the for a podium spot, even with the penalty. So we'll jump back.
Yeah, they've just pulled away enough from that following pack, or the chase pack as it's called in cycling.
Yeah, Warrior 6 seconds back now. Again, it's one of those things. I think if it was a dry circuit, Guelphy and Carey could get around. But Warrior's exits in the wet are so perfect.
Oh, Alex could be close enough to make a move, just not close enough.
Tintoretto doesn't matter.
Nanda.
Tintoretto came back with the fastest lap of a 1:41, now within 0.4 of a second. He's biding his time. Biding his time. Not Brandon.
Nanda's hopped into the pits. We've got a Williams coming in for front wing change by the look of it. That's Raphael coming in for front wing change. So I wonder if he got caught up in a little bit of an instant there that we didn't manage to catch.
Half-second intervals pretty across the board there for the top three. But Alex has that straight line speed from that slipstream, trying to get up on the butt to do something, but cannot quite do it. He separates himself from Tintoretto pretty well in those straights, but it's not enough to get around Optic.
Yeah, they're gonna be less than a second apart this entire race, and it's gonna be so close between the two of them. It will come down to penalties.
Well, they don't make any. Take a look at Carey here on the butt. Guelphy again tried to go to the outside. It was not there. It's going to be one of those races where we hype up interactions and then there's never actually any overtaking. It's like a real F1 race.
I'll say this could be interesting in the bottom. Well, a lot of penalties in the bottom, but not much in the top. So I think that shows just how much the bottom drivers are pushing to try and get back. Warrior's going wide again. Guelphy dives into the pits. Interesting choice there.
Maybe he thinks tires will do something. Maybe he knows something we don't.
Maybe he feels it's a little bit drier. I don't know what he's going on there. There's another set of inters that he's going on to. So maybe he feels that he can pull enough time back with a pit stop here. Bubbers with another 3-second penalty. That brings him up to 6 seconds in total.
Carey might be able to have some clean air here to get up to Warrior to get around him. In the rain.
Yeah, that could be interesting now. That's released Aaron Carey a little bit just to try and chase on Warriors.
A tight section here, they're spaced out, but not really making up the time so far. Actually losing time on that straight.
Ooh, Alex has gone quite deep into the chicane there. Just had a little bit extra speed. Just lost out a bit, but he is still catching up. We're saying this every lap, but he just appears to be catching him and then not being able to make that move stick. Golfy's already passed Bubba's. Easy pass there as he's released towards Laquita Haha.
It's always one thing to get up to him, but the other part is getting around him.
Exactly, it's the same thing in normal F1, isn't it? You know, you can suggest how close it's going to be between two drivers, but getting past them, especially getting past a driver like Alonso or something, he doesn't make it easy for you.
Certainly not one of the greatest weather drivers of all time. Should have won the championship in 2012, did not.
Very unfortunate there.
Alex D.
Carey with a 3-second penalty. That's going to be vital as well, especially for podium positions.
Begin to wonder frustration is starting to settle in for some of these drivers now because they're just not quite making the time they want to. Optic pulling away almost a second now. Tires being lost for Alex here, or what's going on with Doritos? Teneretto
had a couple of changes down there. Looks like Laquita Haha and Fireball have pitted. Yeah, both those drivers pitted for a fresh pair of inters, so maybe they're thinking it's the way to go.
I'm seeing one stop for these top two drivers. Just don't see that.
I think they're going to do a 0 stop. I think they're going to try and no stop it.
That's what I meant, no stop, not one stop. Same letters, different order, no stop.
I think if they can keep the pace consistent, they're still lapping quicker than most people on the track, and tyres, if they're not dying out too much, they can probably keep these, you know, it'll be a case of if one of them pits, the other's then got to decide whether they can keep up the pace on the ruined tyres, or if they take that risk and go for a stop as well.
Alex D, by this time, could be possibly saving some tire here, just in case.
Yeah, he doesn't need that 1 second, because obviously DRS is not a thing at the moment, or might not be for the entire race here.
Middle of the pack here, Ray, Boyer, Ingram have separated. They're just kind of going at their own pace. No penalties yet for them. Guelphy after the pit stop, currently in 10th. Optic fastest lap.
Aaron Carey is on the back of Warrens here, but Warrens again gets a fantastic drive out the corner. But I think Aaron Carey might be able to make a move if he's got the straight line speeds. Doesn't look like he's going to be close enough.
Dude's face.
Everyone's quite spread out now. It's going to be a case of who makes a mistake and when.
It's all about these penalties. You must talk up the penalties like it's the apocalypse when they happen. Keep it entertaining. Carrying out 6/10. Well, Warrior's really good in the wet in terms of maintaining grip, exiting the corner. Doesn't make a mistake at that point.
Clean.
I just wonder if he's braking too soon in the corners, or if that setup just not allowing him to get straight line speed. Because they continue just to lose.
Setup he's got on.
He just continues to lose time from the top three, but nobody seems to pass him.
Yeah, he's must got a very straight line speed focus, but Aaron Carey, there's just too much distance between the two of them. Aaron's got to go for a move round in the corners, but I don't think... Oh,
he's on it now. He's got the outside. As I say it,
he's got the outside. Come on.
It's not going to be there. Not in that corner.
He might go for the old switchback here. Just... Ooh.
No to the cross. Oh, he pushes him to the outside.
Bit of a late move there from Warriors, but doesn't throw off him too much. We got a yellow flag. That's a Mercedes round. That's Laquita round. Just taking a spin.
Going underneath. Oh, we got Warriors going to the pit. Gives up position to carry Warrior in the pits. Maybe he thinks the tires will do. That was a disheartening end to what was probably the best battle of the race so far.
Yeah, Aaron Carey gets past Tintoretto and Warren Ters. They both pit for a fresh set of intermediates. But that time difference is now going to be a vital thing. They're halfway through the race. So at this point, it's going to be whether they pit or whether they don't. And I don't think the top two are going to pit.
Their only hope for this to be a weird shake-up at the end is if these two manage to pit. But
FRG round Lucifer keeping it nice and clean between the two of them.
We're just now halfway past the race.
Lucifer's coming back at him though. This is not a place you really want to go side by side if you're going to try and make a challenge. Looks like FRG is just going to make the pass a little bit stick.
Guelphy. 5.3 behind
also
Ingram.
pits, as does Villeneuve.
Alex, 2/10, 1/10. We might have a move here. They're all. You can hear the engine revs change. Whatever that word is.
Synchronous. In sync. Yeah.
Synchronicity. The police. The band sucks. No, you hear the revs drop at the exact same pitch.
Yeah.
Oh, we got pits!
They both dive into the pits. Optic pits, and then Alex just dives into the pits like a second later. That's interesting.
They get the lead on Kerry. So Optic.
That was a last-minute call.
Optic gets the change first, but we're going to have Alex further down pit lane. Optic still comes back out on top. Kerry able to get around him. And the
David's
pits.
coming to the pit as well, but that has left Aaron Kerry out in the lead. Now, if he goes for a 0 stop here, he's going to be about 9 seconds in the lead.
He's got a 3-second penalty, though.
I think he can still make that. He's only got to survive, I don't know, 5 seconds in 8 laps?
He's been fairly quick, but he hasn't been as quick as the top three were. Tintoretto also right back in the thick of things now in third, still hoisting that penalty as well.
I think the 0 stop's going to work here. It just depends how much time Optic gains on those fresh, and he is gaining a lot of time on Aaron Carey here.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time. We'd have to, and there's not, throughout the mention, there might be a safety car here that just brings them all back together. We got a position change here. Not yet. Looked like it. Alex went to the inside. Good defense by Tintoretto.
Has Tintoretto pit?
I believe he did. He pitted earlier.
He stopped
though.
earlier, didn't he? Yeah. So that's interesting that he's now split the two lead drivers. Undercut worked a little bit.
All this is going to do is help All this is going to do is help.
Second.
This is just going to help Optic.
Alex takes a little bit of a fidget out of turn 12 there, or turn 11.
Low batteries.
Your controller about to die?
Yes. No, I was just saying that was for Alex. I forgot mine was probably about to die too at some point. Anyways.
I made sure mine was charged because I've done that mistake far too many times.
Still holding on. Starting to get some space here.
To be fair, Optic's it's going to be close between Optic and Aaron.
Optic would need to make up probably about, he's 6.9 now.
4 seconds.
By the end of the race? Per
By the
lap?
end of the race. No, 4 seconds in total.
Oh, yeah. He'll do it. There's no question he's going to do it.
Thing is, all it takes is him to get one penalty, though.
True. But he's been driving with perfection, as does Alex. 4/10, 3/10 now. Does he go for the move in the chicane? Does he drive it in hard? Nope. Lines back up behind Tinto.
I think he knows he can get Tintoretto, but he's just, again, biding his time a little bit. He might just be waiting on penalties, to be fair.
The issue with this, though, is the longer he waits behind Tintoretto, the more opportunity the Optic has to create separation.
Very true. But then this track is quite hard to overtake in the wet, so do you risk a move and it not pay off, or do you kind of just sit there and wait?
Let's find out. Because clearly everybody in the back...
about a second a lap on Aaron here.
Everybody in the back has tried. And our leader, Aaron Carey, trying to nurse this thing home for 11 more now. Yeah, 11 more laps. 5.8 as you see them coming over the hill on the straight. Alex, fastest lap.
Fastest lap of the race.
Trying to do Do the dilly watts. Do the
I wouldn't be
damage.
surprised if a lot of these drivers are on the radio to their engineer asking if this rain's going to stop and whether they can now go to the end on this one tyre.
Well, when it rains in France, it pours, and that's what we're seeing here today.
Alex is right on the back of Tintoretto here. If he gets a good exit, he might be able to make a move down the straight. Looks like he's got an all right exit.
It's a really good
ARS on.
Really good choice of apex cutting by Tintoretto there. He went wide and cut it good and had a lot of speed. Oh, we got
Alex is going to go down the inside. They're going to go too
got it.
wide into
Oh,
the
they both-
chicane. Oh, there's a bit of contact.
Back under.
Mainly kept clean. Tintoretto's keeping... Oh, Tintoretto just keeps the move there.
Ooh, no penalties. What a battle that was. Way to take it back. Tintoretto, Jeff Gordon.
Lick his wounds a little bit there and come back next lap to do.
Let's go, one!
Tintoretto once ride. This could be Alex. Oh, he thought about going down the inside there, but probably decided it's not the best idea.
Hard into that corner. Tintoretto feeling the pressure, starting to panic. Back to it. Optic 4.5 now from Carey in first. Off the corner. Both smooth. Looks like Tintoretto's pulling away a little bit on that straight.
Yeah, he's got a bit more straight line speed, but on the longer straight, he doesn't seem to have the overall pace, just the acceleration out of the exits there.
Well, without DRS to help in this game or in this race, it's not a huge disadvantage if that's the case. For
no DRS because obviously it's a wet race, but the ERS helping massively.
Looks like we're starting to lay off just a little bit.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to go for it again. I think he's a little bit too far back on this occasion, but definitely going to try and get closer, maybe for that second straight.
If he pushes it in hard, no, he does not. Good defense there to push him out just a little bit wide. Nothing there. Let's check in on Boyer.
Alex has got a better exit. He's going to go for it here down the inside.
He's got it.
He's got it that time. Tintoretto sticking with him on the outside.
Wow.
Ooh,
We're going to cross it.
Oh, he spins.
He saves it. Gotta love the runoff areas. What a save by Alex. That'll scare him straight to stay in fourth.
Oh, wow.
What a save in the wet. Optic now 2.7. 2 more laps. Optic will be able to get to Carey and pass him. But you got Tintoretto right behind him. 141 now.
That's the fastest lap of the race, just to show us he's not done yet.
I was going to check in on the mid-pack, but there's no point. We got to watch this develop. This is, after that battle, Tintoretto with some
looks
balls.
like he's going to make a move on Ray down the main straight.
Boyer, Ray, 0.6. Not sure if they're going to have what it takes.
Nah, just doesn't have the straight line speed. Ingram doesn't have the ERS available.
Nothing there for him. Alex now closing back in on Tintoretto.
Yeah, gained almost half a second already.
I'm sure he's pissed.
He's burning up that ERS to try and get back.
He's burning up inside. His adrenaline is flowing. He's full of Mountain Dew and Red Bull.
He wants that third place, and he doesn't want to get it on penalties, because at the moment he would. I mean, if it stays like this, he's going to be catching for second place as well, but he wants to be able to catch Optic here.
The French carousel love. Such a great camera view. Optic now 1.5. That fuse is just shortening to the inevitable explosion that is taking over first place.
Yeah, I think he's going to get him probably next lap or down this main straight.
Oh, he is very. Aaron Carey is very low on the throttle to make sure that he doesn't lose it. Them tires are a little bit older. He'll take a look at the actual tires since we did have changes.
Alex setting the fastest lap of the race.
Unbelievable.
Not
in a
surprising,
way.
he's burned through so much ERS trying to come back.
Aaron Carey's tires are 19 laps old. So he's
Wow.
just a pawn in this situation.
Depends if he does an Alonso here and just defends madly, but I can't see it happening with the straight line speed that Optic's got down this back straight.
Here we go. Will Optic make a move here?
He's got a better straight line speed, but I think he's just too far away. Depends if he can get a good exit out of the chicane.
He's already that close.
Yeah.
Tinnerito and Alex are behind. We've got half second now. Well, he's going to have better grip and better speed through this section right here. He might be able to make an outside pass. He
He went
tried.
down the inside instead. We've seen a move not work here before.
Carey just
But
let
he
him.
looked, yeah. Knew it wasn't the fight he's fighting.
There's no point at that. There's just absolutely nothing. Carey might as well pit at this point. He's right here. He can make some positions back up. That zero stop could still have him in the top 5, but...
No, he's holding out. I'm not sure if he's holding out for weather or if he's holding out for a zero stop completely, but...
I don't see less water falling, so I don't think it's going to happen.
So I definitely don't see a dry line on the track either.
Tinnerito closing next up. On deck in the hole is Alex. Guelphy currently in 5th, but he's not even close. Warrior knocking on the door in 6th. Not sure if he's going to get that closure. It's worth noting that Nander's made up 6 positions so far. Carey is 8, but they're on early stop strategies if zero stop. Okay, something in sector 3.
Flag, that's Loquita taking a spin there on that long right-hander.
Nander with the penalty.
Yeah. A lot of penalties coming through. I think we said it was going to be that way. To be fair though, 4 of the top 6 penalty-free as it stands.
Yeah, Tinnerito thinks he's going to come back to bite him. Because if Carey holds off, he might still get lucky. But we already see Tinnerito closing.
Yeah, he'll be making a pass probably around this sector, same as we saw Optic do.
See the penalties, 0 intervals. Coming around. Tinnerito. Is he going to have that straight line speed? Probably drive straight under the chicane. Alex biding his time as well. Doritos Williams.
Yeah, Alex is playing that smart game of just sitting back, not getting involved, and just waiting to see what happens.
These two could very well take each other out and trying to pass.
Well, exactly.
He's sizing them up.
One's a little bit wide out of turn 2 there.
He's taking a look. He's going to get on him, right on him through here. Might be able to bust to the outside, but that grip ain't going to be there.
I say, you don't want to go off the racing line.
He is feather. Oh, he got squirrely. He's feathering that throttle.
That's given opportunity for Alex. He's gained back 2 tenths in just that one corner. But Tintoretto is now on the hunt.
He's on it. We get a better exit through there. Not great. Could be the same exact section where Optic got him the lap before.
Yeah, he's gonna be making. He's got so much more pace through the corners, but not enough straight line speed to take him on the straights.
Driving
Just got to get those braking zones. He's going to try and do a little bit of a move here. Doesn't look he's going to make it stick.
Alex
All the while, Alex is just gaining time behind them as these two fight. Ray and Ingram having a little battle on the back straight. We'll just switch to them quickly. They're doing exactly what happened earlier. And Ray's just kind of let that pass. Might be going back at him.
Oh, gonna push him wide there. Time penalty. Laquita last place. Should be the new name, Laquita last place. Boyer, 2/10 behind Nander.
He's looking to make that move. Tintoretto was also ignore that.
Nander's also on ancient tires.
Yeah, Nander's on 13 lap old tires.
See if anything gives here. Boyer an opportunity. Get that sweet 7th. That sensational 7th spot. Succulent 7th.
Sorry to interrupt you, but Tintoretto's going to go down the outside of Aaron Carey into the chicane.
Got him.
Oh, is there going to be enough room?
They're bumping.
Oh,
Can't
so
tell.
close to contact, but some fantastic defensive driving there from Aaron Carey. He's made
Yes.
a stick. Tintoretto's got the heel around the inside.
Here you go.
He's gone.
Oh.
Oh. Alex is going to try and make a move, I think, in the same sector as well.
Cross under, outside, no. Good defense. Oh, excellent defense.
Brilliant defending there from Aaron Carey, not wanting to lose 2 positions in the same lap. We've got a yellow in sector 2 and 3. That is Nanda, who's taken a spin out of the chicane, almost making contact with Ray Ray there as he comes back onto the track.
Safety
Got
car.
a VSC there.
Carey gives up, takes the pits.
Yeah, take the cheap pit stop whilst you can. I think that's definitely a smart move.
So the virtual won't bunch them up together, they just can't pass. But it's going to buy some time as we got 4 laps left.
Down.
But once that pace starts, Tintoretto don't get that slipstream. Maybe he catches Optic, maybe Alex catches him.
Oh, Nanda with a 10-second penalty for corner cutting. Oh, and he DNF'd his car. He's clipped the wall there. I don't know what he's done.
Safety car now!
Full safety car. Ingram and Ray Ray both with drive-through penalties for speeding under the safety car as well. Now this is lining up to be an interesting finish to this race.
We officially have a shootout. It's not going to go to overtime. Nander's just thrown his controller in rage. He has left the session.
Tintoretto's got a drive-through as well.
4.
I didn't see that one. I'm assuming for speeding under VSC as well. So he's going to have to serve that. There's probably going to be 2 laps of racing here after the safety car goes back in. He's going to have to serve his drive-through once everyone's bunched up. So he's going to pretty much go to dead last. That leaves Alex and Optic to fight for the lead.
What?
FR Golfie's in a perfect position here to potentially get a podium as well.
What the hell's going on out there?
I have no idea, Feldman. I have no idea.
Safety car in the rain.
This is going to be very important for the drivers to get their tyres back up to temperature as well. And what will be interesting to see if Tintoretto remembers that you can't serve the drive-through under safety car. He might not have remembered. He dives into the pits, potentially hoping to serve it, but you can't serve it under a safety car.
We got 3 drive-through penalties right now, too.
Yep. Will the others dive in the hopes of serving theirs under safety car? Tintoretto's going to have his tyres changed, and he's going to be wondering what the hell is going on.
Whipping around.
Ingram, let's just jump on board with him. Let's see if he dives into the pits as well, making the same mistake.
And this still says drive-through, so... And they've exited, so that was a waste.
So, Ray and Ingram both remembering that you can't serve drive-throughs under the safety car.
There's the Aston.
The beautiful Aston Martin safety car. Laquita Haha, another penalty for corner cut-in. He's on 18 seconds of penalties now.
You might as well just park it. Well, this has been one of those, it's like a movie with a slow burn that's got a payoff in the end. Hopefully the payoff is a big cluster where Optic and Alex take each other out. Guelphy wins the race.
That would be a beautiful end to this race. Maybe not for Optic and Alex, but
No.
definitely for Golfy.
Pulowski
is disqualified for ignoring yellow flags.
He said, "Screw it." He wanted to get on TV. We got 4 DNS.
He's gone past the safety car there, I think. Safety car's in this lap, so we're going to have 2 laps of racing, as I said.
It's a shootout, boys.
It is a straight 2-lap, 3-minute shootout here.
It's the penalty kicks of F1.
Don't forget that Tintoretto, Ingram, and Ray Ray have to serve the drive-throughs. I believe they're disqualifications if you don't serve them.
Tintoretto's second points. He kind of needs that to do something.
Optic really backing up the pack here.
I think he can get that release, but it's wet out.
So I don't think his tyres are going to be warm enough to try and speed off around this turn here. He's probably going to want to wait until that last turn, turn 15, and then fly away, hopefully.
It's a huge benefit.
So Alex, Villeneuve's between him. Villeneuve pulls off to the side, but that actually could screw him a little bit.
Safety car is still out. No, we're up. We're green.
Raphael, 3-second penalty for multiple warnings.
We got Guelphy over Warrior. Not sure if he went around. I think Guelphy was third, but that was side by side.
Yeah, that was the position anyway, but Ray Ray, David Bauer, and Ingram are all having a good battle in the midfield as well.
Spin
got
sector
a yellow
one.
flag. I think that's Laquita.
Nah, it's Tintoretto. Oh, he's pitting again. Never mind.
Through. No, he's taking his drive through now.
Optic.
Maybe he didn't take his drive through.
Optic looking for that separation, trying to break the draft. Ooh, Alex, straight speed.
Aaron Carey and Warriors going side by side in the chicane.
Warriors has
Aaron
lost
Carey
the
with
spot.
those fresh tyres.
Carey's still with the 3-second penalty.
Yeah, I think Warriors can...
0.2. The leader.
This is going to be so close.
Alex drives in harder to the corners while Optic drives out better to compensate. Quick through here in the wet.
It's going to be a battle of who uses the ERS better coming into the final lap.
Both of them smooth coming off of 15.
Alex gets a fantastic run out there.
Slipstream time.
Slipstream. They're both burning that ERS. I don't think he's going to have enough to make a move stick here. He's going to try and wait for maybe that second zone.
Optic quicker through there. Why is my light doing that?
It's going to be so close coming down this back chicane.
Half second now, though.
There's a yellow flag. I don't know who spun there.
Last lap shenanigans. What has Alex got? Optic creating separation.
I think Optic's too far ahead here.
Guelphy gets around Carey for third for that podium. Can Carey rebound? Driving in hard to the chicane, hops the curb, Guelphy.
This is where it's got to matter. This is where Alex has got to be burning that ERS. But I don't think he's going to have enough. Into the final sector we go. Through that long right-hander. Still potential for someone to spin, but I don't think it's going to happen. Optic's just got to play it right. Opticing Aaron. Golfy and Aaron having a bit of a battle there. As Aaron gets another 3-second penalty, so that's really not going to help him here.
Optic has raced clean as hell today, as has Alex, but Alex has just not managed to get around him. As we line up and hit that final corner, coming across the line, winning the French Grand Prix, Optic.
A solid drive around there from Optic as he picks up fastest lap as well. I think he'll be really happy with that. That's a full 26 points. Ingram 22nd, Ray 22nd,
Did
and
not see
Toretto will be getting a 22nd as well for that unserved drive-through penalties.
He might fall in the point standings after that, as Optic is basically assured a championship after today. There's really no shot at this point after that fall from Tintoretto. 8/10 of a second.
Yeah, Tintoretto gets the fastest lap. That is, well, Optics just told me that's his first ever win in League Racing, so massive congratulations to him for that.
I don't know if Bubbers is really the driver of the day. I don't agree with that. We're going to protest that.
I think mine personally has to go to FR Golfi. He had a solid drive and finishing on the podium as well. That's a fantastic result for the Brazilian driver here.
Yeah, there's no doubt it goes to him. I mean, the top two were expected, but for Guelphi to come out like he did at the end, it's quite impressive.
Yeah, you got 2 Canadian drivers on the grid there and 1 Brazilian as well. So a fantastic result to our podium.
Interesting race at front, as you can check out our top 10. Fastest lap somehow did go to Tintoretto at the end, so Optic does not get the full-on fun of the full points.
Yeah, so no bonus point to anyone, because obviously Tintoretto's finished outside the top 10 there.
Anyways, make sure you check back with us on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I don't know what that is anywhere else. But, yeah, like and subscribe and all that. Good racing, excellent league. Optic wins today in France. Current point leader as he's run away with the championship, and hopefully he stays in the league for the win. So, that's it.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. And tune in tomorrow. We've got Tier 2 for both America and Europe.
Yeah.